I will say good afternoon because we just made past 12 o'clock. Thank you, Asri, for the introduction.
Good
Really,
afternoon, goodness.
yes, afternoon, Asri. Thank you. So I'll be sharing on loan, collect, and deliver. And normally we do this NDT in the M Life office because it's also a chance for us to meet new distributor. So may I ask that all of you turn on your screen so at least I know who I'm speaking to. Yeah, as much. I see Sandra and Gek Kim, your cameras on. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. At least I can put a face to a name. Yeah, of course I know Sandra for a long time. First time meeting Gek Kim. I saw Fauzia, Grace Ong. Hello, Irene. Yeah, so I hope to see the rest of you. At least turn on your screen once so we can say hi. And I know so that I have an idea who I am speaking with. Hello, Siu Chen. Siu Ching. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, I want to, what Adeline has shared, the 5P. When I first joined this business in 2016, I bought 3 mobile franchises to start this business and for my family use. Yes. Thank you, Homoy. I see you on your camera. And in 3 months, I made back my 3 sets of mobile franchise in 3 months. Okay. Yes. So thank you, everyone. I will continue my sharing. So go ahead and test out, for yourself what Adeline has presented. See for yourself how it works. Okay. Thank you, Vera, for turning on the camera, and Zaliha as well. So I'm going to share my screen from this point. And today the area that I'll cover on is actually how to land, collect, and deliver the mattress. Now, if you want to have a high hit rate or high closing rate, we call it, that means you want to make your commissions count, you want your income to come in. This whole process of experiential marketing, of landing the mattress, is very important because if you manage to handle this aspect well, your closing rate is very, very high. Your success rate is very high. Especially now, if you are from Singapore, we are into phase 2. That means we can officially start this process of landing, collecting mattresses. And this is the method that I use in my 3 months. As I mentioned to you, I bought 3 mobile franchises to start this business going. And it's in the first 3 months, it's through this process that I managed to make back my investment of close to more than 30,000. Okay, so there is a lot of value in this. I hope you have had your notes, your notepads, your pen, and even better if you have a voice recorder to record what is being shared in this session. Okay, if you haven't done that, because this is we call it the bread and butter or the tools of the trade if you are lending out mattresses. Okay, so how do you then loan out the mattresses successfully, to set up a loan successfully? It's important for you to understand testimonials, know where they are and where to get them. So we have testimonials on YouTube, on Facebook, that you can download into your phone. And what I have recently done is I really organize them all in my phone, creating folders with videos, with photos, so that whenever I come across somebody with a need, I can immediately search in my phone and forward the testimonial to them. Or when I meet people with all this information ready, I can share with them, what are the benefits that I've come across with a similar condition as theirs. Yeah, so in order to learn these testimonies well, okay, I encourage you for a start, listen to at least 1 testimonial a day and find out where to get them, from your uplines who introduce you in. As you continue to do this business, you need to build up your library of information, and knowing the testimonials is one of them. Okay, then of course, point number 2, meet their needs. So as Astri also has mentioned, Henry has mentioned, when you go out, you meet people, you talk to them in your usual day-to-day interaction, keep your ears open. Okay, keep your ears open, because if they mention that there's a certain need at home, be it finances, be it product, or be it health, then you can immediately meet their need. For example, somebody share with you, I haven't been sleeping well nowadays. Very difficult to sleep. Now I wake up in the middle of the night 3 or 4 times a day just to go to the toilet. Then you, ding! All right, there is a need there that the mattress can support and help. So you immediately say, hey, we have a sleep device that's really helpful for this area, why don't you bring it back for a trial? Okay, I'll give you a real life example. I have a friend who had back pain So one day she shared in the chat group that we have and said, my back pain is acting up. I live alone. You know, for the past 3 days, I've been moving around the house very slowly because of my back pain. And immediately I private text her. I said, hey, I have a mattress, a sleep device that is very helpful for this situation. And I would like to send it to you to have a trial on it. And she said, okay, yes, please bring it. Why? Because they are in pain and they have a need. And she trial, as my very good friend, she trial, and as she trial, she sees improvement. And yes, lo and behold, she bought a double mattress with pillow, with blanket, because she finds that it helps her. I mean, otherwise, what else can be helping her except this? Okay, so if you know your testimony very well, you'll know that it's very helpful for back pain, and then you have the confidence to recommend it to them. So keep your ears open. This is what we are saying, because you know that our product is there to meet a need. So you need to be able to listen out to identify their need. Okay, and for exercise at this point in time, okay, I'd like to involve you in an exercise. I'd like to invite all 30 over of you here to think of a friend in mind that might have a need for this sleep device, and type out the need in the chat box. For example, that what I just shared was back pain, so I'll just type back pain. There's a need. Okay, so I invite you to think of one person that has a need and what that need might be. And that's what I invite you to do. You know, as you sit through this session, exercise that. Start thinking who is it and what their needs might be to make this session meaningful for you, because the learning is in the doing. So as you walk through these slides with me, that is the learning. Thank you, Daphne, for your input. Yes, stiff neck is a very common issue. Okay, so I encourage all of you to participate, you know, to make this learning meaningful for you. Okay, point number 3. This is on how we can successfully loan out the mattress. I want to invest in this is by far my favorite way of sharing this business. Okay, now I can't see the chat box now for some reason, but it's okay. I'm going to let it go. Now, I will tell my friends, so I just recently started a business in sleep health, and I'm learning about this product. Okay, just like all of you here who are new distributor, because you want to know more about how this product works. So it's a fact. Okay, I want to know how this product works. I'm learning how it works, how different people experience it, how different people can have a different response or feedback on this. So can you please help me out? Take this sleep device with you, sleep on it for 6 days, and share your feedback with me so that I can understand more of how it works on different people. And generally, people are very willing to help you and support you because you just started on this business. And so they will take it back and they will test it. And there are people who having such a good experience within the trial. Not only did they give me a feedback, they also, some of them ended up buying the sleep device. Some of them ended up giving me referrals because they realized that it could help some of the people that they know. Okay, so this is by far one of the more effective ways for me when I loan out my mattresses. Okay. Right, so I hope that gives you some idea on how to loan it out. And as you listen to the rest of the step, you might even be writing down a list of names of people that you can recommend either this sleep device to, or people who can help you to trial out the mattress and eventually give you a feedback or to experience it. Because as soon as they are willing to take up a trial, they will be able to experience the goodness of the product, because we always say it's a powerful product. They will experience it for themselves. Okay, so when you have a successful appointment, people say, yes, let me the sleep device, let me trial on it. What do you do next? Then of course you will send a device to them. So before you, okay, not before, we call it a pre-loan, 4 main steps. We call it pre-loan, which means when you send the device, this is what are the things you have to do, you know, to start them on the device. Okay, so firstly, you must teach them how to operate. They need to know how to use it. So just a show of, maybe this model is a DX model, and so far this model is not sold in Singapore, only in Malaysia. So I would like to know how many of you here today are from Malaysia and you need me to explain the DX model, because for most of, in Singapore, we're not selling this. Yeah. So anyone here that need me to explain the DX model? If you need, can you just type 1 in the chat box? Okay, no one is typing it in, so I move On. Okay, Sandra say yes. All right, let me explain this then if somebody has a need on this. Now, the concept of how it operates is the same. It's just that the layout is different. So over here, power on button, and then you can choose 3 mode, thermal, alternate, and bioelectric potential. So alternate is the same as our interaction. And likewise, if you choose thermal, okay, these are the controls for you to choose how many bars you want on the A for upper, B for lower part of the mattress. Okay, then we have electric potential. You'll be able to select the electric potential that you want, and there's a display screen for how many volts that you have chosen. Of course, if you choose alternate, then you can make a selection both on the thermal as well as the electric potential. Timer will allow you to select the number of hours, and then you press power. So that is the control box for the DX model. Okay. Then we go on to the classic model. This is the classic model, the brown one. So as I mentioned, the concept is the same. We have here activate, deactivate. That's also an on-off button. There's a switch here at the side that basically controls the whole box. Okay, this is the switch, on-off button. Now selection, again, you can choose FIR, which is thermal, which is also heat, and it lights up in red color. And then we have EP here that would light up green, electric potential. And here is alternate, or we call interaction. We are quite familiar with the term interaction. It means the same as alternate. Then we have the hours, the plus and minus basically allow you to select time, and your time, the number will appear on this window in steps of hours. Below that is the electric potential. Weak represents 300 volt, 300 millivolts. Strong is 600 millivolt. And then for far infrared, you can select upper body, how many bars, lower body, how many bars. And these are the temperatures according to the bars. It starts at 27 degree, after that 30, and then thereafter in steps of 5-degree increase. So you need to explain to them. Please don't tell them it's very easy, because to some people it may not be easy. So take time to explain, ask them to also demonstrate to you if they know how to operate the control box accordingly. This is our latest, the DZ model or deep sleep model. We also have a video explaining how this works. So if you need the video, get it from your upline. They will have it. Very sleek design. So on button here, and we normally select the do the selection on the right side. So for DZ, we start on the right. We call this selection button. Okay, so by pressing on the mode selection, you can select electric potential, far infrared or thermal, and instead of alternate interaction, we actually have the word program, because there's program A, B, C, D, E, and that's where you make the selection. Okay, then of course below that is program, where you can select literally A, B, C, D, E, which shows up on the LCD screen. Then below that, the time selection of 1 to 8 hours, and the last one on the right is your frequency selection, where you can select 396, 417, or 528. So explain this accordingly to them. Set the right side first, then you can proceed to the left side to select how strong or weak you want each of the settings to be. So here it says that upper thermal, lower thermal. So this is heat. You can increase or decrease accordingly, and what you choose will show up also on the LCD screen. Below that, electric potential therapy selection, and on DZ you can select 300, 600, or 1000. Right at the bottom is the selection of the volume of the frequency and music they are playing. So be sure to explain this clearly to them, and as I mentioned, it's good for you to let them do the settings themselves and show you, so they are 100% sure that they are setting it correctly. And the key, the very, 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 very important point that you need to make when you're explaining the control box, does anyone know what it is? Okay, the power button or the on-off button. They need to press it to turn it on. I ever have a trial, which the trialee used the mattress for 6 nights without pressing start. So they literally just sleeping on the mattress, and they say, yeah, it's pretty comfortable, but they're not using any of the marvelous function that the mattress has. Yeah, because they didn't press the start, that magic button. Yes, Kim, yeah? You are laughing, but I was crying. So there go my 6-day trials. So very important, be sure you tell them that press the on button, okay? It's not immediately obvious to everybody. So you have to pretend that they don't know anything at all and explain accordingly, Okay. So the first step is to teach them how to operate. Then the second step is you need to advise them on what kind of settings. Okay, this a lot of people struggling with what types of settings. That's the favorite question when distributor first started. So when you first started, you do not know how to set. Please do not go tikam and guess. Okay, seek help from my upline, and also today I will share some with you. So for far infrared, during their trial period of 6 nights, we normally just ask them to do 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes. And what can we suggest with these 30 minutes? Now you can do it prone, which means face down. So when you face down, everything in front will get the circulation from the far infrared, which is good for what? Your digestion, because your stomach, your intestines, your uterus, prostate. Okay, visceral organs refers to what? Your liver, your lungs, everything in front. When you do a prone, okay, it's receiving far infrared, it increases circulation. So it's good for overall health. Okay, if you are lying on the respiratory back and shoulders, you can do that, but you can lie also face up. Supine is face up. So when you lie supine or face up, your knees are bent. That helps with the circulation in the lower half of the body. So for half an hour, 30 minutes, you can do 3 or 4 bars. Okay, if you turn on both upper and lower for 3 to 4 bars, then you are kind of helping overall circulation, and that's a detox. That's a detox setting, circulation setting. And some people ask me this question. It's a very interesting question. What is it? Okay. Can I do full bar? Can I do 1 bar, 2 bar? Now you have to see what is their comfort level. Okay. Normally we have to get them to start at 3 or 4, but we do tell them, inform them, you have to see how you feel as well. If you feel that it's too warm, then you can always lower it. If you can't feel anything, you can always raise. So you have to teach them that they can actually choose and select according to how their body feel. Okay. So this 30-minute FIR is normally done before they go to bed to let them have a sense of what it's like to have the FIR. Okay, like this was what I mentioned. You can get them to do the far infrared or thermal before sleep. Okay, before sleep, they can use also interaction mode if they like. So they use here A part, B part. Okay, A part is upper, B part is lower. Yeah, this is basically what I mean. They can actually adjust how many bars that they want to. Now, there's a concept here that I want to explain a little bit more if you were to stay with me, okay? Now, upper body, lower body, and full body. Why don't we just on full body all the time? Now, because you see, the circulation in your body is moving at a certain rate. If you only on lower body, your lower body is now warmer, then more blood will go to your lower body. For example, people who have 3 highs, who have weak circulation in the leg, like diabetic patient, they don't want to injure their leg because the circulation is not good, so the healing is slow. So for people in this category who are weak in walking, or who feels numbness in the leg, or who generally have not much strength in the leg, who have 3 highs, they need more lower body circulation. So in this case, if you just turn on far infrared for lower body only, it will increase the temperature on the lower body with more circulation going to the lower body. And that is what they need. I hope that is clear. Yeah, because if you on full body, then the whole body is whole body is circulating fast, then there's no preferential advantage given to the lower body. Yeah, so I hope you understand why we need to choose upper body, lower body, and whole body. Okay, let me slow down a little bit because I see some of you. It's an advantage when you turn on your screen, because I'm actually looking at the expression to see if I'm explaining too fast and if you are making sense of what I'm saying. Okay. For example, I am not so good with my knees. I can't walk very well. I need more circulation to my lower body. Okay. If I turn on full body FIR, then everything is moving faster. So there's no preference given to my lower body. Okay. However, if my intention is to strengthen my lower body, then I don't turn on the upper FIR. I just turn on the lower FIR to give that area preference. So when I give preference, there's much better circulation in the legs. With all the circulation, it will help me improve the condition in my lower body much faster. So I hope that's clearer. If it's clearer to you, can you type a 1 in the chat box? Okay. Yeah, and some of you, if you have, for example, issues with digestive, then you can do upper body FIR face down, because that is where your tummy is, your stomach is, to give it that preferential circulation, to help give it a boost, you know, so that it can recover or have much more feeling power over there. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Great. So EPT for EPT and interaction and infrared. Okay, so let me explain EPT first. We generally start our pre-loan just asking people to go on EPT or electric potential therapy when they're sleeping at night. Okay, and we start about 3 hours as an average, and then they adjust from there depending on how they respond to it. Especially for people who don't like heat, so don't start them off with FIR, just start them off with EPT. And EPT is what we want to use for the long term. Our objective is to slowly work it up to 8 hours or throughout the night when you're sleeping, because that is what cleanses the blood and what gives the cells the energy to work. So when do we use interaction? Interaction is actually a much stronger mode because it's a combination of FIR and EPT. So we only give them interaction. Say they have tried the mattress for 3 days, 4 days, they feel good. Then we say, okay, day 5, you know, you can try interaction mode and see how it works for you. Or if they have been sleeping for 3 or 4 days and they don't find any difference, then on the last 2 days, we can let them try out the interaction mode to see if they can feel more difference when using the interaction, because it's a much stronger mode. Now, for people who have, say, heart challenges, okay, they can also do FIR upon waking up. Upon waking up. Why? Now, people with heart challenges, their heart is now weaker, right? So you have to work harder. So if the moment they wake up, they immediately jump out of bed, you know, the heart have to switch from a sleeping mode, which is slow, to a working mode, which is very fast. So sometimes the transition can be a challenge for most people. And over time, that does not do well for the heart. Yeah, it's been very stressed. But if you can do FIR on the bed, 5 to 10 minutes is enough before you get out of bed. So the increased circulation from the far infrared mode actually helps the heart so that it doesn't have to work so hard. So for any elderlies or people with heart challenges, I would recommend you doing that 5 to 10 minute FIR before you wake up. And what Henry usually suggests for us to do, which I really like it, is if you have time, if you can make the time, is to do FIR when you wake up, even longer than 5 to 10 minutes, say for 30 minutes, bring up the 3 to 4 bars to do kind of like a detox, either face up or face down. It's very good for your overall circulation. I recently serviced a friend who has been using the mattress for 2 or 3 years. She's having terrible acid reflux to the point that she gets migraine. And she asked me, what do I do? So I asked her to do a 30-minute FIR, just up 3 to 4 bars every day. And within the same day, when she do that, right, her heartburn issue improves so much. She don't feel the bloatedness and she don't feel the migraine. So she's doing that 3 or 4 days in a row, and the pain that she felt and the discomfort she felt actually went away. So you see, we have a very wonderful device. If you learned how to use it intelligently, if you learn how to pay attention to what it's doing to you, you can use it for many, many, many things. It's very, very useful. Okay. Yeah, so you know my passion is the product. So when I talk about product, I'm very excited. Okay, so first step we say we need to teach them how to operate. Then we need to tell them the settings. The third step, we need to preempt them about improving reaction, so they don't get scared when improving reactions happen. Okay, what are improving reactions are very good. It shows that the mattress is working on you. Okay, that means it's a situation whereby it gets worse before it gets better. So today I see there are more females online than male. The only male that I see, quite a few. Yeah. Why? Because the analogy I'm going to use, the females understand it more like spring cleaning. You need to do spring cleaning for your house. But before your house becomes spick and span and neat and tidy, you got to throw things out so it kind of get messy first before it becomes neater, right? So that is like the process of improving reaction. Okay, so the body is throwing out trashes, detoxification, and in the process of that, your system could get a little bit of traffic jam up your house, and then things don't flow so well, and that's when you can have improving reaction. So they could take many forms. They could take the form of headache, mild diarrhea. People with pain can have more pain, and so you need to preempt your prospects. Improving reaction can happen, and when it happens, that's fine. that means the mattress, the sleep device is working on you. So what you need to do when you hit improving reaction is to moderate. In other words, lower the setting so that your body can tolerate and slow down that speed of detoxification so that your body can handle the trash. Okay, and take a lot of warm water, make sure they are breathing, they're taking in oxygen. There are people who take one breath in the morning and then at night, then they exhale. I don't know if you can relate to that. Okay, people who are very stressful, the whole day they are not breathing, they're holding their breath. So our body actually needs a lot of water, a lot of oxygen when you're going through detox or take a walk. This will help with managing improving reaction. So sometimes we'll ask people who are having improving, we'll tell them, are you afraid of pain? Then they say, yes. Do you know that one of the improving reaction could be pain? Yes, yeah, but it will not last forever. It just lasts for a day or two. And if you take more water, take warm water, take walk and breathe, it will go away. But it is a necessary process in order for your body to repair. Because most people after an improving reaction will see a significant change in whatever condition that they're facing. Yeah. Okay. So you can we have many more examples even in the YouTubes. Okay, just have to preempt them so that when it happens, they are not afraid. Okay, so 3 possible outcomes on sleeping on the sleep device: either no noticeable change, or you see improvement, or you see an improving reaction. It doesn't become worse. Some people say, how come I become worse? No, you didn't become worse, but it can have symptoms before you get better. Just like exercise. How many of you here exercise and go for jogs? Yeah. Okay, like COVID-19, and it helps me stay at home. I'm more regular. I start to work out, and after day 1 of workout, the next day my body's aching all over. Okay, so my body's not getting worse; it's getting an improving reaction because I haven't worked out this much. I realized that like 200 over muscles in my body, I maybe only move 1 or 2 every day using my fingers. So when I work out, I get tired, I get ache, and they are part of the muscles throwing out the lactic acid so that it can become active again. So that is like improving reaction. So exercise is a very good analogy you can use to explain to your prospect when they hit an improving reaction. But you need to give them the assurance. You have to tell them it can happen, but when it happens, call me, contact me, and we will follow up with you to help you get over it. You have to make them feel safe and give them the assurance, okay? The mattress should make you feel more comfortable. If in any case you become uncomfortable, please get in touch with me. I would like to follow up with you to show you how to change the settings to support you so that you can get over it. So they feel safe, they don't feel scared that they are using it and they're becoming worse. It's not. So you need to explain all this to them beforehand. Okay, if they trust you, if they continue to use the device, they will eventually see an improvement. Why? Because we have seen it over and over and over again. People who don't give up, who continue to sleep on the mattress, eventually see very significant improvement, even in big labors or big condition. Okay, you can check it out in the testimonial section. I'm very convicted of this because I have seen so many people that I personally service. Okay, and they trust you. If they trust you, they are willing to continue, and that is the best help you can get. You can give them. Okay, so step number 4, you need to explain to them the contraindications, because sometimes when they use it, they like it, they will get their family members to sleep on it. But there are 3 conditions which we don't recommend them to be on the sleep device. That is people with pacemaker, people who are pregnant, people who have fever. We tell them not to go on the sleep device simply because it's a question mark. We don't know what we are going to expect. It's not that the moment they get on it, they'll get into trouble. But again, the ladies will know pregnancy is a very highly variable situation. Anything can happen. So we don't want to be, but there are people who are pregnant and use it and coming out to good results. But because we do not know and not for sure, so we say try to avoid. And for fever, the body is having a condition on its own. It's trying to figure out a way to help the body recover. So we don't put these people on the sleep device. So in your loan, what are the available resources, we have the user manual. We also have the improving reactions table. This is available in PDF. You can obtain it from your upline. We also have testimonial booklets, also in PDF, also in hard copy. So look for your uplines to get a copy of those. So at this point, I'm going to test you because I used to be a teacher for 10 years. I like to test people. Asri is smiling. Okay, so what are the 4 main steps to preload? That means before you start them sleeping on the mattress, what are the 4 main steps? Can you type it out in the chat box? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Oh, too many things to type, is it? Because nobody is typing anything. Okay, I shall not torture you. But these 4 things is very important. So you need to know at the back of your hand what they are. I did a summary for you. So what are the 4 steps? I help you remember by typing fantastic 4. So remember, explain the control, how to set it up. Okay, tell them the settings, how to use it, explain to them about improving reaction, and also explain to them the contraindication. You need to explain contraindication to them, okay? Not just make sure they don't have, because in case they want to get their wife to sleep on the device, they want to get their parent to sleep on the device without telling you, what's going to happen? Yeah, so it's very important. These 4 things you need to tell them clearly. Okay? Great. Very good. I see some very good students typing. I'm very touched. When people respond, I'm very touched. Okay, now these are the 4 magic number. Not that you buy 4D today, you will come out 1367. But these are the 4 digits that are very important for the learning process. There's something we need to do on day 1, 3, 6, and 7. Okay, day 1, day 3, day 6, day 7. Of course, day 1, we just finished talking about it. The 4 steps pre-loan, that is day 1. So day 3 is when you do a follow-up. Okay, they slept for 2 days already. Then you call up or text them, ask, how has it been? How do you feel? So that they can tell you, no change, or I'm feeling better, or I'm feeling worse. So if they say there's no change, then you can suggest to them to increase the setting by just 1 hour or 2 hours, just to see if it can eventually affect something. If they say, I feel better, they say, good, then continue. Okay, if they say, I feel worse, then you have to check with them what happened, what are the settings, and maybe you have to cut down a bit on the setting and advise them on like drinking water, breathing, taking a walk to manage the improving reaction. And also this 3-day follow-up, you know, people will feel good because you remembered them, you know that you're trying out the mattress, you're concerned, and you want to find out, you know, how are they on it. So this is part of good customer service, good follow-up. So just call them up and find out. It also builds their confidence in you as you service them, okay? So that is day number 3. Okay, day 6. Day 6 is the day before closing. Before closing. So important for you to just call them and connect again and explain to them, you know, this is not just a sleep device. It's actually a program for long-term health, because it's the only program that you use every night for the next 10 years at least. Okay, how many of you here sign up health program like with the gym, or Zumba program, or boxercise program, or slimming program, or facial program? You can type a 1 in the chat box if you have. Or even chiropractic program. Now, how often do they last? Usually 10 sessions, 20 sessions, yeah, a few $1,000s. Eventually it will run out, the time will run out, the sessions will run out, right? And you go when you have the time, you don't go when you have no time. You can't go when there's COVID, when there's circuit breaker. But this sleep device is something you can use every day for the rest of your life without fail, for at least 5 to 8 hours every night. So it's actually a long-term health program, a preventative health program. Why did I say I'm a therapist? Now there are tons of tools at my home, like tools, tuning for blah, blah, and so on. And I have not used any of them consistently because it takes time, it takes effort, it takes self-discipline. The only thing that I use every day without fail is my sleep device. So this point we need to highlight to them. It can be used to promote health for long term, and we are sure to use it. We're sure to use it because everybody needs to sleep. Okay? So when we are going to collect our mattress, our sleep device, the day that we're going to collect, right? We need to, we have some skills to help you in the process. Because some people find that it's very difficult to ask my friend to buy things. You're not asking your friend to buy anything from you. You're introducing a health program to your friend. But the fact is, they themselves need to pay for the mattress. Because you're not going to give it to them for free, right? Somebody needs to be paying for it, and it's their program, they need to be paying for it. And to help you get started, you can use the 2 choose 1 rule. You can ask them, you know, okay, if you want to use this health mattress, this sleep device for yourself, would you go for the single or the double? That means you give them a choice. You don't ask them, do you want to buy or not? Okay, that makes it a bit more difficult to close the deal. So ask them to choose which which of the equipment do you want to choose? You know, the pillow, the blanket, or do you want a single that you can use? Two singles for you, husband and wife, or you prefer a double? So that is the way we close. It's a closing technique. Okay. So there are many, many techniques that we can use, but we need to explain to them clearly so that they see the value of this mattress. But you need to ask, please do not just go there, collect back the sleep device and say, okay, thank you, bye-bye. No, you need to have some form of a closing and you ask them and sit down and chat with them. A lot of people are very shy. Yeah, they say, if my friend didn't say that they want to buy, then I don't say anything. No, okay, you have to be very clear that when they purchase the sleep device, it really helps them in their health. Yeah, they're really giving their body a chance to recover. So you need to be very clear in that belief and where you are going with this. So boldly ask them, okay? And if they say no, later we'll address what happens if they say no or if they say wait. Okay? So on day 7, when you go and collect the sleep device, liver, okay, remember to also invite them, whether they say yes, no, or maybe, invite them to the next event, to the next Zoom, to the next APS, ABO, invite them to the next talk held by your upline. You can share that. Do you know, and tell them this thing, because many people are concerned about cost. So I find what is very effective is to tell them, do you know that despite this device, the cost of the device, if you manage to share with 4 persons who are willing to join this program with you, your device is almost free. So that really opens up the possibility. So people say, oh, okay, 4 people is not difficult because I know lah, this uncle has hypertension, auntie has diabetes, okay? Cousin has back pain. You know, they will think like that, which is true, because if you think around you, do people have things like that? Quite a lot, okay? So you have to make it possible for them, show them the possibility of that. And we'll talk more about that afterwards. Okay, there you go. This is the one that they say. What happens if they say, no, okay, I don't want to make this purchase? So you must first of all understand why. So don't say no, and then you got a shock, pick up your device and leave the home. Just breathe, okay? Just breathe. You're there to communicate, to understand why they say no. So you can ask, okay, how come you are not interested in this? Because it's also a learning experience for yourself. Is it because you didn't see the result? Okay, and we can explain to them this trial of 6 days is not a trial to see result. Actually, it's a trial for acceptance. Okay, do you feel comfortable on the mattress? Do you know how to operate the control box? You know, are you sleeping okay with it? You know, it's not something that is very uncomfortable, irritable, or something so complicated that you don't know. So it's a test for acceptance. If you know how to operate, you feel comfortable on the mattress, then the rest of it is time. You do need time for you to see a clear benefit on this mattress. Okay, especially for people who have back pain, for example, back pain for 10 years. The back pain is 10 years. You cannot see the back pain disappear in 6 days. You have to be reasonable. You need to give the body time to heal, because this device helps you to increase your self-healing power. So time is needed. Okay, and share with them relevant testimony to increase their confidence that this sleep device can really help them. Okay, so and some of them say, I don't see much improvement. Okay, that's fine, but do you feel good? Yeah, maybe I sleep a bit better. Or some people said, my mood is better, especially with the DZ. Yeah, if you already feel good in 6 days, think of what would it be like if you use it for 3 months, 6 months, 3 years, 6 years. Okay, and break down also the cost of the device. For them, it's $335 a month. If you buy a unit for just 12 months and then you own the mattress for a long, long time. Okay, so these are some of the things that you can say, but most importantly, take a deep breath, sit down, and sincerely find out what is it that they decide not to buy yet. So that if it's a question that they have no clarity, then you can explain. Or if you find out their interest, then you can help address it. So this process is really sitting down to understand them, why they are saying no. Okay. So some people, they say, okay, I got improving reaction, so I don't feel comfortable, and that's fine. Explain again with them. If you feel that you do not know how to explain better, seek help from your upline. There's many experience I have. My downline are asking me, so and so my trolley is facing this, what is going on? Okay, so check, because your uplines are there to support. They have more experience, they're more knowledgeable, and when you check with them, you also learn in the process. Okay, some say, okay, maybe not now. Okay, decided not to buy for the time being means not now. Okay, not now, that's fine. We keep in view these people. We can continue to share testimonial, or we can invite them to events. You can also ask them, okay, maybe not for you for now, but if you do have any friends that could benefit from this device, would you recommend to me? I can also give them the trial for free, because some people, they are not familiar with our model. They thought that they have friends who want to trial, but they feel paiseh, they don't want to use your mattress. So I have to openly tell them, you know, this is the way we are working this business. So we are happy to loan the mattress to people for 6 days. Whoever is keen to trial it, we are happy to bring it to them to trial. This is the business. I'm not doing you a favor, but this is the business. We can let them trial it. Okay, so you can get a referral from them if there are any friends or relatives that have these health challenges. And that's why your customer service must be very good, because we are in this business. It is a people business. So we need to serve people sincerely, serve them well, follow up well, so they feel confident to refer their friends or relatives to you. Okay, for example, like look at Asri. If Asri so friendly and come and service me really well, and when Asri said, if you have friends or relatives who need this device, would you recommend? And me having a very good experience at Asri, knowing that he's reliable and he is paying attention to my needs, I will feel safe to refer and recommend. And that's why the customer service aspect is very important. Okay, it comes from the heart. If it comes from the heart, people can feel it, people can trust you, and that is actually the core of this business, or in fact, it's the core of being a human being. Bottom line, not just for business, just being who we should be. And don't be afraid to follow up, you know, call them later on. Why? Because I have one case, one of my very first few distributor, after 6 days, no, I feel nothing. Okay, come and take the device back. So I took it back. And a week later, she actually called me up herself. And she said, hey, you know, when I was using it, I don't feel it. Okay, but after you take back the sleep device, when I go for my exercise and come back, I realized that my muscles starts to ache. And I remembered that usually after exercising, my muscles will feel achy and I will feel tired. But that week, when I use your sleep device, I actually feel good after exercising. I don't feel the usual aches and pain. So you see, so they could feel the difference much later, few days later when they are off it. So the follow-up, there's a value there. When you follow up, right, you bring to mind again, they think again, and then they realize that, hey, it's actually beneficial. Okay? So on the slide, again, it shows you a breakdown, you know. If you take the cost of the mattress, divide it down to the number of days in a year, which is 3,000, in 10 years, 3,650 days, it only boils down to $1.20 Singapore dollars a day. $1.20 in Singapore, you cannot even afford to buy kopi, correct or not? Huh? I'm not talking about Starbucks, just the kopitiam kopi, $1.20 not enough. I have to pay $1.30. Yes, I see Asri nodding his head in agreement. Okay, how does it cleanse blood? This one, if you have been attending product sharing, you should be very clear. Electric potential help us to maintain good cellular potential to help us absorb what we need and detox properly. So very important in that process, it helps cleanse the blood. So how long can this sleep device last us? The shelf life, you know, we are not using electrical wire. Electrical wire will rust. Okay, so there is a shorter life there, but carbon fiber is very high quality. It will last a long time. And stress test has shown, and our manufacturer has promised us, it will last for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. It's not like 10 years, it stopped. At least 10 years. Okay. Now, the next question people ask, will I become dependent on it? You know, what does that mean? I use a sleep device, I feel good. And if I don't sleep on it anymore, will my pain come back? Will my aches come back? Okay, now, you can ask them, you know, so do you brush your teeth every day? Will you become dependent on the toothbrush and the toothpaste? Yeah, so the concept is not becoming dependent. Okay, every day we are exposed to toxin. Every day we eat, we put different things into our body. So our body's situation is dynamic. And as long as we sleep on the sleep device, it is cleansing our blood for us. But that doesn't mean that our blood will remain clean and nice forever, because we are exposed to different things every day. It's a continuous dynamic process. So it's not a question about being dependent. It's a question about getting support on a daily basis, because this is an ongoing process, just like brushing teeth. You have to brush your teeth every day, right? Because it keeps getting dirty. So that is the concept. So it's a very good analogy to brushing to use, okay? So it's just like sports, also exercise. You do exercise every day. You don't become dependent on exercise, but it makes you feel good, okay? It's the same concept behind that. So what kind of results can we definitely see in 6 days? And say definitely because this is across the board, most people feedback they should feel if they are not going through an improving reaction. They should feel increased vitality. They feel more energized. Their face looks a better color. Okay, but it depends again for different body constitution. But generally, this is what people report: sleep better, eat better, have more energy, and they feel better also in their emotions. Okay, why is warranty only for 1 year? Everything has a warranty of 1 year. Even your home rental, even your car bought from Japan is 1 year, because the 1 year is a warranty against manufacturing defect. Manufacturing defect means it's not working because they put they're short of putting one piece in, or the wire didn't connect properly. And if any of this defect is present, it will definitely surface within 1 year. That's what we call a manufacturing defect. Okay, so most equipment are only warranted for 1 year for manufacturing defect, because nobody will warranty you for wear and tear. Okay. Now people very expensive. Many people say, wow, very expensive. Yeah, but when they buy expensive handbag, it's not expensive. Okay, just joking, it's very expensive. So you have to explain to them what is it. It's actually certified as a medical device in Japan. And anything that's a medical device has a certain costing, has a certain pricing, and it's not a run-of-the-mill equipment. Okay, it's not it's a medical device, medical grade device in Japan, therefore it has this type of pricing. And if you have done a good job in dividing them, showing them the breakdown of its usage, is actually very affordable. And if you compare it with similar type of product in the market, right, I can tell you M Life's pricing is phenomenally low compared to the rest. Okay, compared to the rest. So exceptional value and quality. And of course, you want to compare to your health. Health is priceless. Okay. I recently bought back a therapy equipment from USA. It cost me 4,000 USD, and it looks like a bath scale you put on the floor. You put your feet on it, you switch it on, the frequency will help you to regulate your body. Okay, 4,000 USD. And guess what? It's not being used every day, because you need to find time to put your feet on it and sit on it. So still back to our sleep device, because that's the one thing you use regularly, and it's not even 4,000 USD. It's priced lower than that. There's installment available also, so you can pay it over 12 months, free interest. And some people ask, what's the difference between the M Life and the other types of mattresses available in the market? So here we just showcase a few. Okay, some people say, I think most of what is mentioned that I get, right, is the Korean jade bed and so on. The technology is different. Okay, for all this that you are seeing on the screen, in the 80s, they used hematite, which is a crystal, to generate the far infrared and the magnetic field. In the 90s, far infrared is very popular, so there are a lot of far infrared equipment, but not all have electric potential. Okay, it's only in year 2000 onwards we have negative ion and far infrared, and for M Life, it's actually electric potential therapy, and that's much more powerful than negative ion. Okay, so if you only have FIR and negative ion, it's very good for promoting blood circulation, but they are generally not suitable for sleeping in, because it's very stiff. Okay, I had one before. It's made of amethyst and tourmaline, generating far infrared as well, but it is very stiff. I feel like I'm sleeping on a washboard. You know, people wash clothes, right? Last time when they wash clothes, they use the washing board. I felt like I'm sleeping on a washing board. Okay, so I'm really grateful that M Life come up with such a wonderful sleep device. When I sleep on it, I feel really comfortable. So apart from the comfort, this actually with the electric potential, it helps with our cells, our blood circulation. Okay, give us electric potential. All the cells, organs, structures are charged with electric potential. So there's a huge difference there. So in this case, the company is comparing it to another comparable product called Nano. Yeah, so you can see some of these points that are listed. Okay, so electric potential is not 100%, and some of these devices, you can't be put on the bed. It's a separate device by itself. And then you need to set aside time to use it. You have to form a self-discipline to use it. Okay, and it also has shorter lifespan. And most of these are powered by electrical wire, which can be dangerous, and their lifespan is not as long. There is no intelligent program, there's no interaction mode, usually not easy to transport. Our device can fold and you can bring it around. Okay, okay, made in China, and then the price range is high, as I mentioned, you can see, right? And some, this is one of the comments that we see from some of the prospects. They say, yeah, if your mattress is so good, then why do we need the doctors for? Oh, we need the doctors for a lot of things. Okay, the mattress cannot help me give birth. Okay, if somebody broke an arm from a car accident, please don't sleep on your sleep device. You need to go to the hospital for a surgical intervention. We still need the doctors for a lot of things. At the same time, there are a lot of things that the doctors don't cover. Like you say, I feel depressed today, or my mood is not good. They don't cover. If you have a certain aches and pain, you go to the doctors, right? So they will give you what, painkillers. And sometimes some of this just doesn't fit our needs in terms of health as well. Okay. So our medication still needed. Remember, we are not doctors. Never give advice or suggestion on medications, especially do not tell them to stop their medication. This has to come from the doctor. Okay, so it can be complementary. My mom is still on medication, being a diabetic for many years. So you can still go with the medication. The decision on medication should only be decided by the doctor. Okay, not from us, but it can be complementary. Okay. In other words, if your headache or migraine improves much better from using a sleep device, then of course your pills can go down. Okay. So how to prove that it really cleans my blood when I am sleeping on it? Now, actually, it will show up in the blood test. So you have been following the testimonial. There are a few testimonials whereby the blood test results showed an improvement. So it is very tangible. Okay. The reason why you don't have is because you haven't go and test your blood in the before and after. So if you really like, go and do a full blood test as part of your health checkup, and then do it a year later again and see the difference. So in the past, we also have a device called the microcirculation microscope, and you can see clearly how the shape of the red blood cells actually differs under the microscope. In other words, when you sleep on a sleep device, you take a look at the cells, they look nice and whole, and otherwise, somebody's acidic blood, their red blood cells, you can see them all stacked together and looks ugly. So some people ask, if you're hypertensive, your blood pressure is high, okay? Then when you sleep on the device, your BP tends to go down and normalize. But what happens if people are already having low blood pressure, where their BP fall even lower? Okay, it's a common question. Now, actually what the device do is it regulates our body. This device does not cure disease. It does not cure high blood pressure. What it does, it gives our body electric potential, give us better circulation, so that our body can self-heal and self-regulate. So the word regulate means it moves our body towards a state of balance. So if your BP is high, regulate means it will go low. If your BP is low, good regulation means bringing it up so that it normalizes. And this is not done by the mattress. The mattress helps our body to do whatever it needs in order to move towards balance. So with that, I hope you understand this will apply to any other situation that a person is in. Okay, so if you stop, will your health start to deteriorate? Okay, and likewise, because we are not dependent on the mattress, when you stop, right, your health will continue to get better if you have good lifestyle habits. Okay, if you stop, your health will get worse if you have bad lifestyle habits. If you continue to smoke and drink, sleep at 4 a.m. and eat a lot of processed food, your health will continue to deteriorate regardless of whatever you're using. Yeah, so it's not a question of dependency. Okay, it's really looking back again at our lifestyle. And whatever benefits you have gained from the mattress and the sleep device while using it, it will be there. Oh, great. So I've come to the end of my sharing. So I hope these tips will help you as you set out. And I want to encourage you to set a target for yourself. Look for 3 people that you can share this device with to set up a trial within this week. Don't wait anymore, because some of them can really benefit from it, and so can you. So with that, I hand over this time to our MC, Mr. Asri. Over to you. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice, happy Father's Day to all of you, and a great Sunday. Thank you.